What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Knockout Off-Road YouTube channel. Today we are working on the Cherokee, having a little shop day. Excuse my voice if it sounds a little weird. I'm feeling a little sick, getting over something. Had real bad chills and all that last night. But anyways, we made it out to the garage because I just have a hard time sitting still inside. And got some sweet things for the Cherokee. Now, I bought a parts Cherokee with front and rear aftermarket bumpers, and that's what we're working on right now. So Jenna and I painted this, primered it and painted it last night, and then yesterday I spent about 4 hours working on this front bumper because when I bought the parts Jeep, this front bar was bent, twisted really bad. It was almost like, it's probably like that. It was pretty bad. I should have filmed the process of me basically, I basically rebuilt the whole thing. It was quite a bit of work. Anyways, you can see a little bit here if you pay attention. I had to cut this tube here and then bend it out and do all that, and then this is all still a little tweaked here, so I had to bend that, put some filler rod in there, had to weld that back in, and then over here I've got it as good as I can. I didn't get too crazy with it, but as you can see, it's not very straight like this side. This side's pretty good, but I mean, I bought the Jeep just for the, really just for the front and rear bumpers for myself, but it also had some other goodies on it that I didn't really know until I got there. So then here's the other bumper. I'll have to clean this up, and then we'll be throwing this on. It'd be nice to finally have some recovery points on the Cherokee. And then one of the more exciting things about that parts Jeep is it had a 231J with a SYE already installed. Good to go. Super beefy yokes on that. And then let's walk back out here. I've got quite the part stash going on right now, but it's got aftermarket Tom Woods front and rear drive shafts. So we're going to be doing the bumpers. We're going to be doing the SYE. Not in today's video. Eventually we'll get to doing the SYE and front and rear drive shafts. But today we're going to be focused on just the front bumper for the most part. I'm going to start by tearing off the factory bumper and getting these aux beam lights off of the bumper, unplugged, and then might have to do something with these bumper caps. I have no idea. I haven't taken a front bumper off a Cherokee in a while the nice way. Usually the part Jeeps ones just get cut off, or like this one gets mangled and destroyed. We also working on the cheap beater Jeep build a little bit. Got a flat tire. Not sure why that one's leaking. Not sure why. Alright guys, we got the front bumper off. Got some of the stuff out of the way. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to leave like this on there. This kind of holds the flare on the fender there, but we're going to see. I don't have any hardware picked out just yet. I'm going to take the winch bumper, the aftermarket one, get it off there, get that in here, and kind of just test fit it to see if I need to remove any of this stuff. I did have to remove the bolt for the steering box brace because I know for a fact that the brackets that slide on the outside of the unibody, I know that they will interfere with that bolt on this specific bumper, because that bolt looks something like this. So I took that out, and then I think I'm gonna have to do something on the inside of the unibody rail to that bracket, which is not too big of a deal. But let's get this bumper over here. Another thing really quick, had to take this guy off, so I will I believe I have to take that off and mount that somewhere else. A lot of people just throw them in the engine bay, but this engine bay is pretty full with all this crap. It's got cruise control here and everything else. So I think we're going to mount that underneath on the new bumper, just to keep it out of the engine bay. All right. They don't make these light, do they? Good grief. I already see a couple spots of paint that I'm gonna have to touch up. I think I can reuse 2 of the bolts that I took out. The ones that are threaded inside the frame rail there. All right. I tell you right now, we're already way too high. Might have to get a mallet. Alright guys, the bumper is pretty much on, but we gotta do some modifications. As you can see, the bumper is hitting the front fenders, and we're gonna have to chop the fenders right here over, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's not too big of a deal. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yeah, it's touching the fender right there, the bumper is, and we still got that much room to line up. So we're gonna get the old angle grinder out, do a little cutting, bolt this bumper up. All right guys, hopefully we're done cutting on this thing. I've got both sides cut, looking pretty good. This side cut, not sure what I'm gonna do with all this real estate. Probably end up just cutting it, maybe at an angle up here. We'll figure it out. It's not really a big deal, but now we should be able to get the bumper seated fully in and bolted up. So I'm going to try to get it in position, get those 2 bolts in, and then see where we're at from there. I think it's lined up on that side. It's definitely not lined up on this side. Almost there. Doesn't take much, it just, I'll tell you, no Cherokee unibody is the same, that's for sure. Just like that. Whoops. Okay. Get these guys out of here. I don't want to tighten it too much because I do still have to move it a little bit, but that side's got to go up a little bit. The bumper holes are slotted, so we got a little bit of adjustment we can play around with, but I'm gonna find some hardware for the front 2 or front 4 bolts. We get that bolted up. All right guys, she's on. Got her bolted up. I do have to get some hardware for the rear bolt here, that big boy, but got hardware up there, and then of course I got the factory one, but like I said, I got get hardware for this back one, which is probably one of the more important ones. A lot of these bolts on these Cherokee bumpers are pretty small, and that rear one you can get a big long heavy duty grade 8 in there. That way she can take some pulls. But now we got a winch bumper. And this thing turned out awesome. It's nice and straight. I was a little worried about this bull bar being crooked still after I did all my fixing on it, because I didn't test it out on Jenna's Jeep. I had it on this beater Cherokee, and this thing's all messed up. So I wasn't sure how it would look on hers, but it turned out pretty good. So that's our next step. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna find a spot for that, and then I'm gonna clean up this area and get all that removed. Got the fender flares cut. I actually really dig that. It kind of matches the way the bumper swings. Looks pretty mean. I like that a lot. And then I got the horns mounted way up there, so those aren't all crazy in your face, because those are pretty ugly. This side, I've got the canister just zip tied up in here, and I don't think it's moving. It might not be the permanent location. I might end up drilling some holes and putting the hardware back in it, but I think that works for now. You can't even tell it's in there. So I think that's gonna work for now. All right guys, fast forwarding really quick to the next day. We are working on the rear now. The front aux beam lights I don't think are gonna work out too well with this bumper, unfortunately, so I'm gonna figure something else out with maybe a small light bar or something else up front there. I've got all the hardware in the front bumper. That's all good. You can see the Jeep might be a little dirtier than it was in the last clip. We ended up going out last night and having some fun. I actually got into some pretty nasty stuff. You guys will see that in next week's video. But for now, we're gonna start working on getting this rear bumper off, because I have the other bumper sitting over here on the table, and I gotta clean that up. You guys won't even be able to see from here. Well, you might be able to see the weld nut right here, and then there's another one way up there. So they're kind of a pain to get up to. It's just a 15 mil, but those weld nuts are not very strong, so they like to break off. So I'm taking my time with it, just slowly getting it off. But without further ado, let's get this rear bumper ripped off, and then we can prep the new bumper for some paint. Axle got the bumper removed, and only one bracket's on there. This one's still on because I had to take this one off. You can take these bumpers off two different ways. You can get them off here, or you can get them off with just these two bolts. Doesn't really make a difference, but these bolts, if you guys can see on camera, are like disintegrated, just rotted out. This whole bracket rotted out. It's got a hole in it. Kind of a weird thing going on here. So essentially I had to take the bumper off that way so I can access these bolts a little better, and I'm gonna have to try to slam a smaller socket on them or something, because I can't fit a socket on them right now. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I've got a couple different sizes here. I got a 9/16, a 14 mil. There's supposed to be a 15 mil, but there's no way that's happening. So this one fits pretty snug, so I think I'm gonna just put that on there, put an extension on it, and give it the old wackadoo and see if they come off. A little bit of heat and patience, come right out. Kind of surprised I got that one out. So I got two of them out. One of them was good, and then I guess I got two more to do after this. Yep. This is why you need a welder in the garage. Turns your 2-hour job into about a 10-minute job. All right guys, we're looking pretty good. We got all of our bolts extracted. We've got our threads cleaned. I did put some primer on here because it was having a little bit of surface rust, so I cleaned that up, surface rust up, put some primer on there, and then I also gooped some anti-seize in the threads as well. And Ben was out here helping me for a little bit. He got the bumper fully prepped for paint, so we're good on there. There was a couple bolts left in here that he cut out. And then we're going to clean this up with some brake cleaner, something like that. By the way, look at this shelf I got. This nice new workbench. It's about all it's good for right now is a little workbench. But we'll get into that later a little bit more. But anyways, I'm gonna clean this up with some brake clean, and then we'll go hang it outside in the lean-to. We'll primer it, and then we will put some of this. I don't know if I showed you guys in the previous one. I think I might have. But anyways, here it is again. Some textured metallic, looks pretty good. So we'll throw that on there after it gets painted, and then I removed the rear bumper caps because I want to make those work on the aftermarket bumper, as well as that trim piece here. If you guys don't know where this guy goes, I believe it sat like this, something like that, and here just like that, just to cover that gap, and then we'll be good to go. Alrighty guys, we got her all painted up. It's looking pretty snazzy. This color looks pretty good when it's all dried up, and of course it matches our nice front winch bumper. So next step is we will start slapping her on. Boom, just like that. Got the bumper softly installed. We don't have the bolts tightened yet, but I just want to show you guys, if you aren't familiar with these Cherokee bumpers, this is basically what it looks like if you don't have bumper caps and whatever to finish it. It's pretty ugly. And then, of course, which you have this gap up here, which isn't terrible. You can't really see it from when the hatch is closed. I'll show you guys that in a minute as well. So with the hatch closed, and you can see in there a little bit. I guess you can see a little more than I thought. But there's ways to fix that, and that's to salvage these parts. Bumper caps, and then that top trim, which I'm not sure. Best way to probably do that is to put that on first. Then it'll be hard to get your bolts tightened back up in there, which might just be this style bumper that's like that. Some other bumpers might go on a different way, but essentially I'm going to have, sorry I'm holding the camera kind of crazy here, we're going to put these bumper caps back on here, and it will, I mean, you'll have that down there, but you won't be able to see that from the back. And I could also trim this bumper cap a little bit, because we're not going to cut the rear quarter panels on this Jeep, but we'll have it just like that on both sides. So I think I'll run a couple self-tappers up into here, and then potentially one into here. Not quite sure yet, but we'll do something like that. So otherwise, this is what you get for your final product, and that's hideous. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this bumper up, and then I'll secure these bumper caps on, and I'll show you guys the finished product. Alrighty guys, we got the complete product done. I'm very happy how it turned out. We got a factory look and an aftermarket rear bumper. I've got this piece kind of just sitting in here. It's not gonna move anywhere. I got it cut to where it goes around the two square tubes that go to the bolts on the bumper, and it's snug in there. And then I got a couple self-tappers. I just got a self-tapper down here, and then another one up into here to some sheet metal. But that turned out really nice. With the hatch closed, it looks even better. Just like that. I really like how it turned out. I think it looks awesome. It's got some nice paint on it. And we are good to go. Definitely a nice couple additions to the Cherokee. Front and rear bumpers. Next, we gotta find a winch to get put on the front end of this. But without further ado, guys, that wraps up this week's video. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys on next Tuesday's upload. Don't forget, guys, we've got the Beater Jeep Cherokee Cheap Jeep Challenge. We got an event going on at Windrock on top of Trail 15. Meet us up there. I'll have stickers. And we're gonna try for round 2, getting the cheap Jeep up Trail 15. As it is like this, except got a little bit more work to do on it. Roll cage, stuff like that. And yeah, hope to see you guys out there. I've got a Facebook event going on that, so if you guys aren't following the Knockout Off-Road Facebook page, don't forget to follow that. Don't forget to check out knockoutoffroad.com, get you guys a hat, t-shirt, got sweatshirts, all sorts of stuff like that. But thanks guys for watching, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.